Good evening, friends. So again, your dietitian Archana Gupta from Vaishali Ghaziabad here with you. As I promised with you all that in this series we are going to talk about the nutritional requirement step by step, starting from the pregnancy, before pregnancy, and after the birth of the womb for the infants, then the childhood, then the your adolescent, girls, and later on all the stages of the life along with the diseases. So today we are going to talk about the nutrition during the pregnancy, right? What a woman eats and drinks during pregnancy is her baby's main source of nutrition, nourishment that we all know. So experts recommend that a mother's to be diet should include a variety of healthy foods and beverages to provide the important nutrients a baby needs for growth and development. A pregnant woman needs more calcium, folic acid, iron, protein than a woman who is not expecting, according to the American College of Obstetrician and Gynecologists. So I'm going to tell you why these 4 nutrients are important for them. Okay, so one by one, we will take all the things with you. Before that, I would like to share what is the exact requirement. I'm going to share a chart. You can just see what are the main requirements required additional to the normal person, right? Just have a look. So here is the chart. Here you can see the requirement. One by one, I will take main requirements as I was discussing just now, like folic acid, iron, and calcium and zinc. These 4 main minerals and vitamin A along with the protein and energy requirement increases. So first we should know about how much requirement is increased. Okay, like if we talk about the energy in normal person, non-pregnant or non-lactating mothers, is around 22 kilocalories or calories for the normal height and weight. This is for the normal BMI, right? What is the normal BMI? This is around 19 to 23.9 in Asian countries nowadays. Otherwise, it was 44.9 earlier. Okay, so what happens in the pregnancy? There is no additional requirement for the first semester, as you can see here. No any other requirement except we can have the folic acid in addition if required. Otherwise, for the second semester, we should say like around 240 calories additionally required for the energy. And for the third trimester, that is 6 to 9 months, 452 calories required. For the protein content, if we will say that is 46 gram of protein, only around we can say for 0.8 gram to 1 gram per kg body weight. Not required additionally for the first semester as well as the second trimester, but it is required additionally 25 gram of proteins, because as you all knowing, like in the third semester of the life, womb growth change drastically, size changes, body parts increases in size. Before that, in the first semester, just the organs start making, and then slowly the size improves little bit. Okay, but in the third semester, total growth of the baby takes place. Okay, for the vitamin E, if we vitamin A we will talk, it's 700 RA for the normal person. For first semester, as I have said earlier, nothing is required in additional. For second semester, it's 70 RA extra, and for the third semester also it's the same. Okay, then if we talk about the iron, it's 18 milligram for normal person. Then we need to add on around 9 milligram additional in the second semester. If we talk about the folate, it's 400 microgram for the normal person. It is 200 microgram additional in the second semester. So here you can see around 50% of the folate requirement increases. That is really very important for the mental growth. Okay, and the child ovum strength and growth. Okay, for here iodine is there. This is 150 microgram, and this is again required around 50%, 70 microgram additional in the second semester of the pregnancy. For calcium, if we talk about, it's 1000 milligram, and additionally it's not written over here, but additional calcium is definitely required. For the zinc, if we talk, it's 8 milligram. So for the third semester, again, it's required additionally around 3 milligram for the growth, correct? So we need to consider all the things about the what are the requirement additionally added during the pregnancy. We should take care of that. What things to be added and taken into the consideration, and what are the foods we can have. I will take one by one. So I will share here again, as I was discussing about the folic acid. So folic acid is when the nutrient is found in food. Folic acid is a B vitamin that you all know that is crucial in helping to prevent birth defects in the baby's brain and spine cord, known as neural tube defects. It may be hard to get the recommended amount of folic acid. That's why I have said with the consultation with the consultant with the doctors or the dietitian, they recommend women who are trying to have a baby take a daily vitamin supplement containing 400 micrograms of folic acid per day for at least 1 month before the becoming pregnant. So during pregnancy, they advise women to increase the amount of folic acid to 600 grams, as I have discussed just now. Okay, so what are the sources, as we must be knowing, like we can say leafy green vegetables, fortified or enriched cereals, breads, pastas, beans, citrus fruits, and all the nuts and oilseeds. Okay, then second thing is the calcium. We have talked about the folic acid. The second one is the calcium, the mineral that is used to build the baby's bones and the teeth. Okay, so if a pregnant woman does not consume enough calcium, the mineral will be drawn from the mother's stores in her bones and given to the baby to meet the extra demand of pregnancy. That is very important factor. If we are not going to take proper amount of calcium from our diet, then our bone density will be reduced, our teeth may be, calcium may be withdrawn from the body to compensate for the requirement of the baby. That everybody should consider. So we should add on many dairy products. As you must have seen so many since long, parents and all the family members used to say, you are pregnant, you should take 1 glass or 2 glasses of milk on a regular basis, right? So many dairy products are also fortified with vitamin D. As you must be knowing, ki vitamin D, if there is a shortage of vitamin D, or we can say the deficiency of vitamin D, then the calcium may not be absorbed properly. So vitamin D indirectly is required again. Okay, then the calcium to develop a baby's bones and teeth. So pregnant women aged 19 and over need 1000 milligram of calcium a day. Pregnant teens age 14 to 18 need 1300 milligram daily according to ACOG. Okay, so food sources, everybody know about the calcium: milk, milk products, yogurt, cheese, calcium fortified juices, foods, fish, if anybody is taking, and some non-veg products as well, along with the leafy green vegetables, and specifically some fruits. They contain lots of calcium. Then we come to the third mineral, like this is the, I would like to say, iron. Okay, so pregnant women need 27 milligram of iron a day, which is double the amount needed by women who are not expecting according to ACOG. So additional amount of the mineral are needed to make more blood to supply the baby with oxygen. Getting too little iron during pregnancy can lead to anemia, a condition resulting of fatigue and an increased risk of infection. You must have seen ना कि जब pregnant होती हैं ladies तो थोड़ा सा थक जाती हैं, weakness feel होती है, सांस की दिक्कत होती है. तो ये होता है सब क्यों? जो क्योंकि उन्हें आयरन की डेफिशिएंसी होती है और वो एनेमिक हो जाती है. वेरी रेयर केसेस में होता है कि 14-15 हीमोग्लोबिन होता है प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज का. एज आई हैव सीन सो मेनी पेशेंट्स, दे आर नेवर अराउंड, दे आर 12 or 13 maximum. Okay, sometimes they are 10 also. So we need to keep a check on iron content, as iron is a very important aspect, that because of that sometimes when the pregnant lady is taking iron, they may get constipation as well. So so many things are there correlated. Actually, we have to take care of each and everything, right? So to consider increase the absorption of iron, what should we do? We can add on the vitamin C. So same meal, when eating iron-rich food, we can add on orange juices, or we can add on any lemon juice or anything related with the citrus. Okay. And what are the food sources of iron? Iron food sources are so many things are there. Like we can have sesame seed, we can have gourd, we can have nuts and oil seeds, we can have munakka, kishmish, raisins, dates, all red or maroon color fruits and vegetables, meat, poultry, fish, beans, peas, and the cereals. Okay. Then we come to the main factor, main aspect of the source of the important nutrient that is called the protein. So more protein is needed during pregnancy, but most women don't have problems getting enough protein rich foods in their diet. Why this is happening? Because they see like a builder nutrient, which is it help to build important organs for the baby, such as the brain and heart. So important sources are meat, poultry, fish, milk products, eggs, nuts, oilseeds, tofu, dried beans, peas, and all the dal pulses. Okay, they contain lots and lots of proteins. We can have them in the dried form, we can have the roasted form, we can have the sprouted form and the powder form, in any type, whatever you like, as per your taste. So what to eat during the pregnancy? The goal is to be eating nutritious food most of the time. To maximize prenatal nutrition, we suggest the following 5 groups: fruits, vegetables, lean protein, whole grain, and dairy products. Okay, so when we counsel the pregnant woman, we will have their plates with the fruits and vegetables. A quarter of it is with whole grains and quarter of it with the lean protein. And it also have a dairy product at every meal, like curd, like buttermilk or the milk. Anything, whatever suits you, whatever you like, or you can have the paneer as well. Okay, fruits and vegetables. If you talk about the fruits and vegetables, then this is around, we can say the pregnant woman should focus on the fruits and vegetables, particularly during the 2nd and 3rd semester. Okay, so because what happened during this time, these colorful foods are low in calories and filled with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Okay, so they will help you in taste of the food, and you will love the food of the colorful plate, right? We will talk about the lean protein. Then pregnant women should include good protein source of every meal to support their growth of the baby. Okay, protein rich foods I have discussed already. And we can talk about the whole grains. These foods are an important source of energy in the diet, and they also provide fiber, iron, and B vitamins, as I've discussed. At least half of a pregnant woman carbohydrate choices each day should come from whole grains, such as whole wheat pasta, bread, brown rice, or we can say the dalia, okay, wheat porridge, farro, okay, or we can have all type of atta, like makke ka atta, bajri ka atta, or we can have ragi atta, different type of atta, but in the small amount. Okay, even we can have the besan use. Okay, for the dairy product, if I will talk about, aim for 3 to 4 serving of dairy foods a day, such as milk, yogurt, cheese are a good dietary sources of calcium, protein, and vitamin D. Okay, so we need to take all the amount of food items. Okay, for women who take chewable prenatal vitamins, checking the product level definitely, because chewable might not have sufficient iron levels in them. So you must need to check on all the things, whatever, if you are taking anything ready-made products outside to compensate your nutritional requirement, right? What should be limited, that is also very important. What food we should limit? So number 1 is the caffeine, because consuming fewer than 200 milligram of caffeine a day, which is the amount of in the 12 ounce of cup of coffee, is generally considered safe during pregnancy, according to 2010 ACOG committee opinion, which was reaffirmed in 2013 as well. So moderate amount we can have the caffeine, not too much. Okay, if we talk about the fish, that is a lean protein, and some fish, including salmon and sardines, also contain omega-3 fatty acids, a healthy fat that's good for the heart. So it is safe for pregnant women to eat 8 to 12 ounces of cooked fish and seafood a week, not more than that. So keep in mind. Okay, white tuna, or they are high level in the mercury, so try to avoid those things with your diet. Even we say don't use canned food, because they may contain little bit more amount of mercury. Okay, then we come to the alcohol. Definitely everyone suggests like alcohol should not be taken throughout the period, that everybody know ki alcohol is not going to help you during the pregnancy, because the mother's blood can pass directly to the baby through the umbilical cord. Heavy use of alcohol during pregnancy has been linked with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, because many times I have heard up from the young generation, they say like we are taking this much amount of this, or there is nothing can happen, but it happened. Okay, so you take care of yourself as well as for your baby. A group of conditions that can include physical problem as well as learning and behavioral difficulties in babies and children later on. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said this. So please be aware of alcohol consumption. If we talk about the fish and high levels of the mercury, as I have discussed earlier, okay, unpasteurized food, definitely no need to have because they have the high risk for getting sick from two different types of food poisoning, that is listeriosis caused by the listeria bacteria and toxoplasmosis, that is the infection caused by a parasite. So we need to avoid these type of things because these infection may cause miscarriage, may cause stillbirth or sometimes preterm labor also, and the illness or death of the newborn. So we need to take care of especially for these things. And pasteurized milk we need no need to take. Okay, then we come to the raw meat, raw or uncooked meat and poultry. They are not good for health. They may contain many type of again toxins, so they will hamper the pregnancy and may affect the baby. Okay, pregnant women risk for the different types of food poisoning. So food safety should be there with us. Food containing undercooked eggs such as the raw cookie dough or cake batter or chocolate mousse or homemade ice creams, homemade eggnog. These are raw or undercooked sprouts such as alfalfa, clover, or unpasteurized juices, cider, vinegar, pregnancy diet misconception. These things we should need to know. Now I will also like to discuss with you guys, like many of the pregnant women, they get the morning sickness. So what they can do? It's just an idea I'm going to share with you. Like when a mother to be experience morning sickness, the biggest mistake she can make is thinking that if she doesn't eat, she will feel better. So the exact causes for morning sickness are not known, but it may be caused by hormonal changes or lower blood sugar, according to the Mayo Clinic. So this common complaint can bring on waves of nausea and vomiting in some women, especially during the first trimester of the pregnancy. And it's definitely not happening only in the morning. Sometimes it's happen any time of the day. So to ease morning sickness, it's better to eat small amount of foods that don't have any odor or they don't have any smell, can also upset the stomach. Okay, so what you can do, like you can prepare some snacks type of thing. You can have a water chestnut, or you can have this what to say, foxnut. Okay, roasted foxnut. If you like salty things, you can keep a foxnut type of any, or you can have sesame seeds, nuts and all seeds, roasted one if you like them. Or otherwise you can prepare some small chickpeas or good laddus or any sweet snacks for yourself at from home only. Without the sugar, it will be made through the good, that is the jaggery. So it will increase your nutritional intake, right? And it is good also. And you can have one cup of milk along with after 10 or 15 minutes of that snacks, right? And definitely you will improve your morning sickness. What you will do when you have the food cravings, definitely food cravings also happen during this time. So sweet, salty foods, many different type of things you can keep along with you. So eat in between and the main meals, eating for because at presently you are eating for two people, right? When people say that a pregnant woman is eating for two, it doesn't mean she needs to consume twice as much food as or double their calories. Okay, calories are not required to double, but yes, some nutrients are required to be double. Okay, woman is not eating for two during her first trimester that I discussed earlier also, because during the first 3 months, women that their calorie needs are basically the same as they were before the pregnancy. During the first trimester, the recommended weight gain is between 1 to 4 pounds over the 3 months of period. So there is no weight gain, and only the conception is there, and some organs are making over inside the womb. So there is no need of that. Okay, after pregnant women to add 200 calories to their usual dietary intake during the second trimester only, and to add 300 calories during the third trimester. That is more than enough. Fine. So if what is the requirement of the weight gain, that is also required to be checked. What is the perfect weight gain? I'm just giving an idea. If the woman is underweight, okay, like BMI is below the 18.5, then she should gain around 12.7 to 18 kilogram of body, 18 kilogram of weight during the full 9 months of pregnancy. If the pregnant woman is pregnant with a normal weight, BMI is 18.5 to 24.9 or 23.9 even, then she should gain 25 to 35 pounds, or we can say 11.3 gram to 15.8 gram. Okay. And if she is overweight, like BMI is more than 25, okay, and then she should gain not more than 11 kg. 6.8 to 11 kg weight gain during this pregnancy is more than enough. Okay, for obese women, if their BMI is more than 30, then definitely we need to take care of each and everything, calorie count, protein count, and so that no undernutrition will be there and no high calorie will be there. So only 5 to 9 kg weight should be gained during the 9 months of total pregnancy. So we need to take care of all these important aspects. If someone is having twin pregnancy, then also they need to take care, because during the twin pregnancy, little bit more weight gain is required. So we can just have the, accordingly, we can discuss the so many things. What are the special consideration? Like you might have a overweight. So whenever you are becoming pregnant or you are planning for the pregnancy, you must consider to consult a dietitian before that, so that you can manage your nutritional requirement, your caloric requirement for proper growth of your baby. As we all know, these 9 months are, we are making our baby. These 9 months we are taking care of our baby. If we are undernourished, if we are not supplying proper nutrition to the baby, might become some birth defect, might have some undergrowth, might have some problem with the child brain, maybe with the body, or maybe something else. So just going to the gynecologist and checking for the proper height and weight and growth, and doing the ultrasounds doesn't tell you exact the growth. They can say like your baby is growing well. This is the weight, this is the circumference. But the nutritional requirement, they are unable to say. They may write down to the calcium, they may give you the folate, may give you, prescribe the medications. But what you can have at your home only, how much you should take during the home only, that only the dietitian can tell you. So we should take a consultation definitely whenever we want to conceive, after conception, and in between every time, at least every trimester, once in trimester, or we can say twice or thrice in a during your pregnancy, right? So I hope I have cleared all of your queries. So nutrition during the pregnancy, we should create a balanced diet plan according to your requirement after assessment of you. And like you are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, what is your weight? Okay, what is your other parameters? Like calcium level, your iron level, and your strength level, your hemoglobin level. Accordingly, we plan out your all the diet plan and discuss with you. And any queries, anything, you can just write me in the comment box, or you can share your queries. You can connect with me through the library tab as well. And my number is also there. You can mail me, you can message me, or you can call me anytime whenever you feel to connect with me, right? So take care of yourself and have a great day ahead. Thank you. Namaskar. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a great day ahead. Safe pregnancy, safe livelihood.